Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Moving the Chains here on Team NBS Media. I hope you're having a great morning and watching the really fun Jacksonville Jaguars game. I know it's been thrilling when you see someone scoreless in the first half. All right, this morning we have, of course, Joe, me, and Greg Rector. What's up, Greg? How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Are you excited for the games today?
I'm excited for one game only.
Well, which is it?
Well, no, we have to reveal that later on.
Okay, fine. I'm sure Joe's sitting here like, I know what he's talking about.
I'm excited for all the games. I think this is a good slate this week. There's going to be some headbangers this week.
Yeah, there's some pretty good matchups this week.
Do you guys really think so? I feel like in fantasy land, all these games are like gimme games. Like your players are playing against, like the Dolphins game, A-Chain's going to go off. The Jets and Panthers game, I hope Tet gets 2 touchdowns again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you look at it from an angle of not fantasy, it's good football matchups. Yeah. Like I want to see it. Okay, Carolina, Bryce Young, he's getting better. Let's see it. You had a good solid showing last week. Let's build off of it and see what you can do this week. There's some really good matchups. If you look at it a fantasy aspect, I see what you're saying, but if you put your football hat on, look at it from football wise, it's going to be a good week. I'm pumped up and ready to go.
It's going to be Brian Flores versus the Eagles offense, who have not been throwing the football inside the numbers. Everything's been outside the numbers. You do that to Brian Flores, he's going to pick you off left, right, and center.
So yeah, Eagle fans are going to be screaming bloody murder if they lose this week. Man. They're under a lot. They're not going. They act like they're cool, calm, and collected, but they're under a lot of pressure. Like I said, it's a good week.
Yep.
All right. Well, I didn't make the Eagles won our game, but now I feel like I should have. All right. Let's start with the Broncos and the Giants. So Jackson Dart is the talk of the town right now, and for good reason, because it's been exciting football. He's definitely given the Giants an edge. He likes to use his legs. He's got that New York swagger to him. I feel like it's going very well. The Broncos, on the other hand, did not play their best football abroad. I think you both can agree. That was should have been a big win for Denver. They came in flat, but luckily came through. So I'll start with Greg. What do you like from Jackson Dart so far?
Mr. Dart has been hit more than any other quarterback since he started in this league. So, yes, he's making plays. But in the NFL, you're going to get hit, and you're going to get hit hard. This Broncos defense is not a fun bunch to play against. And I don't know how Jackson Dart is going to survive the entire game here. He has got to have a much more stable offense in front of him. He's got to run plays that are just smart NFL plays. He's taking off like he did in college. Well, that only works so much. So, again, if Jackson Dart gets some protection this week, he could have a decent day. But again, this Broncos defense is not a fun bunch to play against.
Yeah, I feel like that's what makes this game exciting is the Giants defense has been doing very well. They've definitely turned the corner. And then alongside them is the Denver Broncos defense, which we've all known has been one of the best in the NFL. What about you, Joe? What do you like from Jackson Dart in these last 2 games?
I'd like the energy that he brings to the Giants. I mean, I know that everybody's favorite quarterback is always the backup quarterback, but I like the energy. I mean, I just think he brings a pop to the offense. I think that Greg is right. He does need to learn how to slide, get out of bounds, but his mobility is his asset. It gives a chance for some of those young, no-name receivers or not very well-known Giant receivers to get open. He can create plays downfield, and when you add on Cam Scatterboo, who's just a battering ram, looks like a guy who should be in comic book movies running around the field. It just gives the Giants 2 exciting young players, and it's brought life back to a franchise that's been kind of flat since they lost Saquon Barkley. Of course, we've all seen what happens when Daniel Jones left the Giants and went somewhere else. So I think that the more games he plays, hopefully the better he'll get, the smarter he'll get. He'll learn that he can't do some of the same things he did in college. But I just think that Jackson Dart and those young guys from the Giants just bring energy and fun to the team. I mean, we're talking about the Giants. Start with that. That wasn't something that was really happening a lot the last couple of seasons, at least not in a positive way.
Yeah, no, for sure. They were usually in the boo-boo bowl. Like we were even talking about how the game could be exciting. For Denver, I feel like Bo Nix is playing fairly well. Like the offense looks okay. It doesn't look as explosive as we've seen it before, and I feel like that is going to be their flaw in this game. But I want to hear from Greg. What are some pros you've seen from the Denver offense, or what do you think they need to change? Like what's going well or what's not going well?
They need to get RJ Harvey, the other running back, involved where he's getting downfield. He runs sideline to sideline better than anybody. And we said this coming out of in the draft. RJ Harvey will exhaust the team chasing him on the field. But he needs to get downfield more. I think he could be used more as a receiver. J.K. Dobbins, of course, is just a solid professional running back. He's had injuries and that we all know about and all that good sort of stuff as well. But Bo Nix just has to manage the team the way that Sean Payton wants him to. He doesn't have to go out there and throw for 400 yards and be a superstar, because that defense, of course, is just lights out as well. So again, Bo Nix, he's fine. I think they need to get RJ Harvey moving down the field. That would be a lot more of a positive for the Broncos.
Okay, all right. Joe, what do you think the Broncos need to improve on, especially after last week? I feel like that was it should have been a more explosive game for them, but it was the complete opposite.
Yeah, and I know that I said a lot about the Jets defense, but you're right. After rewatching the game, yeah, they left a lot of points on the board, a lot of miscues, coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
I think for the Broncos, kind of got to piggyback off of what Greg said. You got to establish some type of running game and not expect Bo Nix to drop back 35, 40 times and throw the ball. That's not what you want to do. And I think that when they do have opportunities to pass the ball, Bo Nix has got to hit his spots, man. When you have receivers that are open downfield, you have to find them and get them the ball in spots where they can make plays after the catch as well. But I think establishing a run will go a long way to helping Bo Nix and helping this Broncos offense kind of get things kickstarted, because it's been up and down. A lot of tough losses. We talked about it before, the field goal penalty where they lost the game to the Colts. Now you got to shake that off. We're almost in the meat of the season. It's time to make the most of your opportunities. So I think for this offense, this is definitely a good week for the Denver Broncos offense to kind of show you the potential.
Wait, I have to put this
with a shorter field.
Yeah.
because yes, they lead the league in sacks, but they're not getting enough turnovers.
Yeah.
If the Broncos defense gets turnovers today, and you shorten up that field for Bo Nix, he's gonna light them up. He's gonna light up the Giants.
Yeah, because he can move around in the pocket as well, just like a Jackson Dart. I mean, the Broncos defense, I think I saw a stat. If they keep their current pace, they could break the all-time sacks record. For
Easily.
a team in the season.
Easily.
Okay, so what's the over/under on Jackson Dart sacks today?
Ooh.
I think
too high.
I think the Broncos get him at least 5 times.
5, okay.
Oh yeah, because that you have to remember the safeties, the linebackers, and the defensive front all go after that quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Jackson Dart, because he's running around way too much, he's going to get nailed behind the line. That's the bottom line of that.
Yeah, I'll say at least 4 minimum.
All right, I'm sticking to 3. I feel like in the second half, the first half's going to look brutal. He's going to be beat up. My 3 will be met, but I think the second half, he'll clean it up and do as both of you said, run to the sideline, slide a little, just like take care of himself.
Yeah, he's got to.
Better. Yeah. Otherwise, this game could be a blowout. I mean, I think Denver is really obviously lacking in the running game, and that's what's making this so hard, which is just the trend of the AFC West. Like, the running game needs to improve on all these teams, except for the Raiders, obviously. But with same with the Chargers, which we're gonna lead right into. That was my transition. that we're going to talk about the Colts and the Chargers. We're talking about Colts again. I feel like the Colts are my favorite team right now. I don't know why. I feel like I'm always picking them when we're picking our games to talk about. So for the Chargers, it looks like it's a mess. Like the offensive line is looking messy, of course. Justin Herbert's running for his life. He made so many plays last week just by getting out of possible sacking. Like, it's just too much. I feel like it's just the Justin Herbert of the past. So the Colts are doing much better. They're beating teams that were not, ranked highly, but they're still 5-1. That still has to be celebrated for this Colts team, especially with Jonathan Taylor. So for the Colts to win this game, Greg, what do you think they would have to do right?
For the Colts to win this game, this is an easy answer. Their offensive line just plays so well. They protect Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is finding his receivers when he needs to, and you have Jonathan Taylor running the football. You just keep control of that football, and you're going to beat this Chargers team, because this Chargers team, the offensive line is just destroyed by injury. They're just not the team that Harbaugh wants to have out there, and it's just been a nightmare because of the injuries for the Chargers. This Colts team is built by Steichen, and he's done a very good job of having this offense running. He's got them running. If Brian Daboll understood that factor for Jackson Dart, Shane Steichen is the guy that you want to see right now. That's the offense that you want to have Jackson Dart running.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jonathan Taylor is the key to the city, the key to success. All right, on the other side of the ball, I'll ask you, Joe, what do you think the Chargers need to do to win this game?
Hope that they can tug on the cape of Justin Herbert one more time. I mean, I know we're only 7 weeks into the season, but we got to hope that he can pull off a Superman act one more time, because on the outside, they have weapons. Keenan Allen, you can call him old if you want to. I call him a playmaker still. Ladd McConkey, they have guys that can make plays. The problem is you got to give Herbert time to find these guys, and that's been one of the main issues. I'm sure if you watch the All-22 tape, there's guys wide open. But if you look at the other side of the field, Herbert's running for his life and doesn't even see the guy. So if their patchwork O-line can do at least a little bit of a service and give him a time to scan the field and find guys, he's talented enough to drag this team into a W. But I don't want to discount a Colts defense that's getting better and better every week. And Greg's exactly right. If Taylor's running the ball wild, Justin Herbert will just be sitting on the sidelines watching it. So I think for the Chargers, if you want to win, we have to hope our patchwork offensive line can do their job and give Justin a chance to make some plays. And it'd be nice to see the Chargers defense make some plays too and create some turnovers and give him a shorter field to work with.
Yeah, I mean, I think getting Khalil Mack back gets the energy flowing. It gives that Chargers like the energetic side that they need. But I mean, literally last week, the Chargers are fighting till the last second to win that game. And I feel like the same could be true today. Go ahead, Greg.
Oh, it's going to happen. I mean, the Chargers will battle any team that they play against.
Yes, the Fighting Hardballs.
Because of that guy that I don't like.
Greg's favorite guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But anyhow, the entire Chargers offense though was because Slater and Alt were the two tackles. They're both gone. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, losing Joe Alt was a huge blow to keeping Justin Herbert safe in the pocket. Slater's loss was not as bad because he was the guy who was out first. But man, when Joe Alt went down, that offensive line just they're like a bunch of grade 4 kids out there against men. I'm serious. They just don't have the depth of talent, and that happens in every team in this league, minus the Cowboys, who missed 4 out of their 5 guys one game, but that was a different story.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is losing Joel. It's like so noticeable, right? The way that Justin Herbert was to start the season and how he looked protected, got the time, and then the minute he's out, we're just seeing the same thing of late from Chargers from year in and year out. Okay, aside from Jonathan Taylor, I want to hear Greg's thoughts on Daniel Jones with this Colts offense. Do you feel like the change is what he needed? Do you think it's dependent on
this is heaven. This is heaven for Daniel Jones because he's got an offensive line in front of him that actually plays the game properly. They're not doing anything spectacular. They are just doing their job.
Shocking.
It shocks me to see an offensive line who's staying healthy. That's the key.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they only go out there and do what they need to do to protect Daniel Jones. I don't know the number of times he's actually been sacked this year. I don't think it's very high. But again, when you've got an offensive line in front of you that way, you can be a lot better quarterback than you ever were with the New York Giants. That's the bottom line. Because I mean, the Giants. Listen, we've said this on Draft Central. The Giants have been horrible at drafting offensive linemen. They have been. The Colts, Chris Ballard, he didn't go with the high RAS scores this year, which shocked us all. But hey, he's got a very good offensive line, and that is the key.
He's only been sacked 5 times.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
And for Daniel Jones, last year he was sacked 29 times.
Well, and that was in a much smaller part of the season.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, what do you think about the Colts with Daniel Jones, excluding Jonathan Taylor, which we know, as I said, is the key to the city?
I mean, I think like Greg said, and everybody's been saying, this is a perfect situation for him. The defense is so keyed on the run. It gives him the opportunity to find guys that are open. Yeah, he still made some bonehead plays. That one interception on that screen last week, I don't know how you don't see the linebacker or the DB on that play, but whatever. But I think that he's playing calm, cool, collected football. It's not Daniel Jones versus the other team. He's letting the other teammates, i.e. Jonathan Taylor, do the heavy lifting. And when it's his opportunity and his chance to make a play, he's making the right play, whether it's the deep ball, whether it's a slant. He's giving the guys the ball in space so they have a chance to make a play after the catch. I think this is a perfect scenario, and I'm starting to see a little bit of what some of the draft experts talked about when he first came out of Duke. The mobility, the ability to make a big play off of the spot, the ability to make a play go a little bit longer so it gives his guys a chance to get open. You're seeing all that from Daniel Jones. So I feel like I'm almost watching his draft tape on why people thought so highly of him when he came out of Duke. Because I remember hearing about Duke, I was like, that's not a football school at all. Who is this guy? But through these first couple of games with the Indianapolis Colts, I kind of see a little bit what the people are talking about back then. So I think he's playing good football. I mean, as long as he can play mistake-free football, and when they call his number and they expect him to make a play, he makes that play, he'll be just fine.
He was overdrafted by the Giants. That's the bottom line of all that.
But the point to get drafted, period. I didn't even see that, and now I'm seeing after these first couple of games for sure.
Yeah, no. Whereas those of us who watched the draft like the way we did, we had Daniel Jones going, just not that early.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was just what the 6th. This kid's going to get, and we knew he was going to get killed because the offensive line of the New York Giants absolutely sucked.
Well, I think everyone was shocked when he went that high.
Yeah. I think he was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I really
like, I'm supposed to be at home.
He was. I believe he was shocked that he went at number 6. Had he gone 15, 18, that sort of thing, he would have been fine. But the 6th overall pick, no.
Yeah, I think he's looking much better, but it is all credited, and we're talking about one team that does not have the offensive line behind him and the one team that is. So you can definitely see the differences in the Chargers. And like I said, the running game for the AFC West is it's falling apart. I mean, you're depending on, he could impress us today. He did pretty well last week. Kamani Vidal, which isn't like, it's kind of similar to the J.K. Dobbins situation. I feel like they have their power moments, but it's not like the Jonathan Taylor on the other side, Saquon Barkley, what have you, where you're like dependent on them and you know that you're going to get what you want every single play. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about our boo-boo game of the week, because I thought there were a few, but this one is obviously the most relevant.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
You are watching Team NBS Media. We are a digital media brand covering sports, entertainment, and lifestyle, with team members all across the country. Through our written content, podcasts, and video content, we bring you fresh and professional content. Interested in joining the team? Shoot us an email or DM. Make sure to like.
In 2006, we founded Yeti Coolers with a simple mission: build a cooler we use every day if it existed. One that was built for the serious outdoor enthusiasts rather than for mass discount retailers. One that could take the abuse we knew we'd put it through, out in the field and on the water. One that simply wouldn't break. We decided early on that production innovation would come from necessity and first-hand experience, not from market research and data analysis. Today, Yeti products perform when it matters most. Whether that be an excursion into the remote Alaskan wilderness, chasing redfish on the Gold Coast, or just getting together with friends in the backyard, we make gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder. #built for the wild.
Hey everyone, welcome to Moving the Chains here on Team NBS Media, and we're going to talk about the boo-boo game of the week. All right, I don't think this was a surprise to anybody, because it's basically the battle of two head coaches trying to save their jobs. And it hasn't been looking good for Miami. They lose Tyreek Hill. It was kind of bad before that. And then, of course, Cleveland releases their QB, and he goes and blows it up against Aaron Rodgers. So not looking great for Kevin Stefanski either. I'm going to ask Greg first. You could pick whichever head coach you would like to pick on.
I like to pick on both of them. However, Kevin Stefanski, I have no idea how this guy ever won Coach of the Year. I have zero idea why he would ever have been the Coach of the Year. The Browns have been abysmal on offense, and this guy's an offensive coach. I mean, he runs the offense. They just absolutely suck offensively. They really do. And again, this all goes back to the signing that they made of Deshaun Watson. That whole mess created this nonsense that we're now seeing in Cleveland. So Kevin Stefanski, he should be he's number one on my list to be the next guy fired after Callahan.
Before Mike McDaniel.
But yeah, before Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel, I mean, okay, look, he's a small guy. Does he intimidate anybody on the Dolphins? Absolutely nobody. Absolutely nobody.
I feel like he's walking around like usually with a smile on his face. You know? He's like, I live in Miami. The vibes are good here.
The glasses kill me. The half shaded, half clear.
Yeah.
With the fresh Air Force Ones and the capri sweatpants. I can't.
It just he doesn't smell of an NFL football coach. He just doesn't. He's a coordinator. That's what he should be doing. He should.
All right, Joe, I'll let you pick your head coach.
I mean, I would have to go with Stefanski too, just because look at the roster talent-wise. That, like, number one, the Browns defense, when healthy, is a really, really good defense. The amount of playmakers they have on the offense, but just not be able to get the quarterback right. I mean, to Greg's point, Kevin Stefanski, and not just him, but the Cleveland Browns organization, doomed themselves for the next 4 or 5 years once they signed Watson to that contract. It wasn't even about I'm not forgiving him at all. It wasn't even about the accusations of what was going on off the field. It was about the fact that it was all guaranteed. It was so much money, and he's been a shell of his former self. I mean, we all saw that game in the playoffs, I want to say against the Raiders, where Deshaun Watson tried to drag the Texans to playoff glory. We thought that was going to be the beginning of something, so he was the hottest thing walking on the streets. They signed him to this crazy contract on top of all the controversy he was bringing. And I can think of maybe 10 plays in a Browns uniform I've seen Watson make where I was like, man, he almost looks like the quarterback of old. So it's just been a disaster. You trade a veteran quarterback in Joe Flacco who can wake up and roll out of bed and get 300 yards passing. If you give him a decent offensive line, I mean, Greg and I and Ashmere can be receivers. Just get open and he'll give us the ball. You trade him, and you trade him in the division, which is stupid.
Let alone T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, you trade him within the division. So I just think there's been so many just dumb decisions that make no sense at all. Just blow it up, including the coach, get him out of there and start fresh. I mean, it's only a matter of time before Shedeur Sanders starts, in my opinion. And that's going to be a whole other media circus that he doesn't really do a good job of handling. I think with Mike McDaniel, I've at least with him, I remember some great plays on offense from the Dolphins. I remember when they had Tyreek Hill and Waddle running wild, the two-headed monster at running back. They'd always fade in the end of the season, but at least their offense is putting up points. It was an exciting brand of football. They're winning some games, and now his message seems to be a little bit stale to the Dolphins players, and injuries, obviously. So, I mean, I think Mike McDaniel might actually make it out alive at this season, and he might even be back next season. But if I'm the Cleveland Browns, we need to start this thing all over again from the root studs up.
Well, Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski both need to go in Cleveland.
Yeah.
The Haslam family is one of the worst owners in the league. I don't care. When you allow Deshaun Watson to come to town on a guaranteed contract like that, that was the death knell of that team. And that goes to the man at the top, Mr. Haslam. He signed off on that. But Barry trading Flacco to his cross-state rivals?
Right.
So dumb. Never happens.
Yeah, I'm so curious what made that feel like it was the best move for Cleveland, because Dylan Gabriel, yeah, you wanted to give him a shot, fine, but you're losing Flacco entirely? Like, come on. That was crazy.
I think Joe Flacco is going to save the Cincinnati Bengals season, personally.
100%.
Yep.
I think Joe Burrow's sitting on the sideline like, I could rest a little bit more, you know?
Yep.
My offensive line all of a sudden looks like they want to play for somebody, you know what I mean? Like, they're doing something, and maybe that'll help me stay healthy for the closeout of the season or what have you. But, yeah, I think in the comparison of these two teams, Miami is the less worse team just because they have Devon Achane. And it feels like that's the only reason they're hanging on by a thread. But when it comes to Cleveland, I mean, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on Dylan Gabriel. What do you think? How's it looking?
I think I was not convinced that he was an NFL caliber quarterback when he played for Oregon, and I wanted to say he played for Oklahoma before that as well. I figured if he made the league, he'd be a journeyman. Maybe you get a 7-8 year career backing people up, holding a clipboard, and then you get into the media game. I am very surprised that he is starting for an NFL team and starting for the rest of the season, obviously, unless he gets injured.
Well, I mean,
He's had moments.
He was a 3rd round pick, right? We all know what happened with Shedeur being taken then day 3 and all that jazz. That's Shedeur's issues. That's all done with. Dylan Gabriel had a very good offensive line in front of him at Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those two guys that protected him, especially the right tackle, Cornelius, because he's a left-handed quarterback, that's his blind side. He was always under good protection. He's not getting protected that way in Cleveland.
Right.
I mean, again, this is another offensive line that absolutely sucks. It's the bottom line. Teams suck in the NFL because their offensive lines suck. That's the bottom end of this. I don't care who the quarterback is, who the wide receivers are, who the tight end are. If you cannot protect that quarterback, your team is dust.
That's true. It's true. I don't think it changes if you put Shedeur back there either. I feel like.
Oh yeah, I don't think he comes in there and throws for like 400 yards. Nah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be one of my rookies is going to be my ticket to saving my job here as a head coach, because that's just not the case, right? Like, the entire offense needs like any type of help, right? I feel like there's no one you're really relying on game in and game out. It feels like the defense is doing a little bit and then they're doing not a lot. And then it just varies. There's too much variance.
But the Browns have a shot this week because the Dolphins defense is the worst in the NFL.
Yep.
So there you go.
That's Greg's pick.
I'm just saying the Browns have a shot. I didn't say that they're winning. I said they have a shot because this Dolphins defense is the worst in the league.
All right. So last week, Tua had his media call out, right? He was like, nobody's going to these player meetings, or people are showing up late, whatever, what have you. It feels like Miami is also suffering from the inside, not just the outside. So do you think that they just carry on losing and try to get a high draft pick? Like, what does it look like in your guys' opinion for Miami? All right, Joe, you go first.
Even though with my limited NFL draft expertise, I know this upcoming QB class is not something to write home about. I think they lose and try to find a quarterback, man. I cannot have a guy back there that if the wind blows too hard and he falls, it might be the end of his career and a concussion. In my personal opinion, I don't think Tua should be playing football anyway. And then just the way he's acting. I mean, snitching on your team to the media and acting like you had no idea. Like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Was that a bad thing, guys? Come on, bro. You've been playing ball for a long time. Since you were like in middle school, you know the code of conduct and how things stay in the locker room, stay within the team. And on top of that, it'd be something different if you were talking trash and balling. But when you're throwing 2 interceptions, missing guys that are wide open, fumbles, who are you to talk? Maybe they're having meetings without you about you. You don't even know what's going on. Dude. The secret group chat, we hate Tua, is probably lit in Miami right now. So I think if I'm the Dolphins, I'm looking for a high draft pick and I'm trying to find a quarterback or go a different route. Who's the best offensive lineman in this upcoming draft class? Let's get that person. Maybe we can get a free agent quarterback during the offseason and a couple more offensive linemen and try that. But I definitely think they need to move on from Tua and hopefully for Mike McDaniel to let him stay.
Well, I mean, Mike McDaniel did come out this week and he put Tua in his place for what he had said. Tua came out and apologized for saying,
too late.
Too late. Exactly. If you want to talk about quarterbacks, I'm sorry, but the Jets get the first overall pick. And they're going to take Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana Hoosier quarterback. So if you want to talk about quarterbacks, Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback. It's hard to say. This quarterback class is such a touchy subject with me, as it is every year. I think everybody puts way too much focus on the position as it is. Yes, you touch the football every down. I get that. But if you don't have an offensive line in front of you, like I said before, you're going to suffer. You are going to suffer. And if Dante Moore is the pick of the Dolphins, well, that's fine and dandy, but that young man is going to be right back to being where he was at UCLA versus being the guy that he is at Oregon.
Yeah, I love that it's always the Oregon QB to save the day.
I was wondering when she was going to slide that.
Here we go again.
Yeah,
Marcus Mariota.
That's just not their job. That's just not their job. Oregon QBs are great football players, but they're not going to save your franchise. They're usually not tall enough, okay? Marcus Mariota was the tallest of them all. And they just get thrown into this stellar offense, right? Like the way that they play the game. The head coach is amazing, right? The energy of Oregon. Nike gives you your uniforms. Like, you look amazing when you're playing there, right? You're getting all of the tools to be the best player in the coolest league in the entire college football. But then you go to the pros and they're like, wait a minute, this is not the same offense I was running. Like, these guys are like 300 pounds bigger than what I could escape in the pocket, right? And get the ball out and whatever. And Oregon traditionally has a pretty good running game too. So I feel like if you're going somewhere and that doesn't exist, they don't have that as their backup, right? There's just the Oregon franchise makes good QBs for college football. And then you get your one-offs of the Marcus Mariota situation. But then, of course, it was tough for him to start. And then he got beat up to pieces. And now he's kind of saving the Commanders here and there. So I feel like that's the pros and cons of picking the Oregon QB so high. Like, they could give you great results, but we haven't really seen that. And I'm sure Greg can agree.
You know, Dan Fouts is still the best Oregon quarterback to ever play in the NFL.
How long ago was that, though?
And that's 40 years.
He's been drafted since that time.
Yeah. But again, this all boils down to the NFL and the way that they put their teams together. If you don't have the offensive line, you should not put a rookie quarterback on that field. Drake May survived last year. He's now doing very well because the Patriots had money to spend and they spent it wisely.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
That's why I say if I'm Miami, you just draft the best offensive lineman available when it's your draft pick Then you take your chances in finding a free agent quarterback that maybe he is a game manager or for that one season or a bridge quarterback. And then you hope to get somebody really, really good the following year rather than take a chance on somebody who might be a good quarterback, might not be a good quarterback, and you'll never get a really good evaluation because they're going to spend the whole season running for their life.
You don't need to put the kid under pressure by making him a first-round pick. You wait. You don't have to make a guy a first-round pick just because he plays the quarterback position.
Yeah, so many examples of that.
Well, I said the same thing last year with Shedeur Sanders. I'm sorry.
No, it's true.
He was not going to be a first-round pick. He was not.
Yeah, I mean, he's a product of social media. That's just the age we live in.
I was surprised Dylan Gabriel was even drafted that high, right? I thought it was going to be a switch. I thought Dylan Gabriel was going to be drafted after Shedeur and probably to a team such as the Cleveland Browns, just because, like, it just made sense to have another guy in your pocket, right? That kind of took an offense very far. But
again, the Browns took him in round 3, where he should have been.
Yeah.
That's where he belonged. He was not a first-round quarterback.
Either one of them.
I know, believe me.
Neither one of them. One of them are first-round quarterbacks. I mean, Cam Ward was the only guy last year that I would have taken in round 1, and that's what happened. And again, the year before that, you had Jaden Daniels and Cam Williams. I said to Daniel from the Bears, "You apparently got yourself a quarterback," and I used the quotes in Caleb Williams. What did I say was Jaden Daniels going to the Commanders? The Commanders are now a team that can win the NFC East again. That was the end of this discussion with me. Jaden Daniels was always going to be my number 1 quarterback that year.
And he has been. Okay, we could go on about the bad teams, but we'll talk about one more good team before we go into our rapid fire. The Bucs take on the Lions. Baker Mayfield, I feel like this graphic just portrays him perfectly. Like, he's always smugly smiling at you. You know what I mean? Like, he's got that swagger. No matter who he is, winning, losing, like getting sacked 15 times in a game, Baker Mayfield is just the light that keeps on shining for this Bucs offense. They're going down bad. So many injuries. I think Emeka Egbuka is playing today, right?
I haven't checked this morning. Last I read it was questionable.
I'm just looking right now to see.
Yeah, I think he's playing. So
yeah, he is. He's listed on their team, but he does have a hamstring. Mr. Evans returns, however.
Oh, wow. I wasted a lot of fab money on the wide receivers for this team. Anyways. All right. What is Detroit doing well? I think the game against the Chiefs was terrible. Now there's no Brian Branch. So let me reverse the question. What made the Lions lose that game that they cannot do in this game against the Bucs? And I'll start with Greg.
Well, the Lions' discipline had to be a whole lot better at the end of that game. Yeah. But during the game, the Lions, I think they just count themselves as winners too soon. Mm-hmm. That's what I felt. And when you're doing this against Patrick Mahomes, you have better have that mindset of, I'm behind. I am behind right now. I have to make a good, solid play right now. And that's what the Lions did not do. The Lions just did not come out and play solid football against Mahomes and the Chiefs.
I mean, I think there was more. Okay, you go, Joe.
I just think for Detroit, it starts and ends with the running game, man. I mean, you gotta have Sonic and Knuckles running the ball. That sets up the play action pass with Jared Goff to get the ball to his wide receivers and to his talented tight ends. So I think for Detroit, last week their defense definitely let them down, letting Patrick Mahomes make some big plays, not getting key third down stops. You can't do that against Baker Mayfield. You know that if you give him a chance to stay in the game, he's going to do exactly that. And if you give him a chance to win the game at the end, lately, more times than not, he's going to pull it off and get that W. So I think if I'm Detroit, much better effort on the defensive side of the ball. Aiden Hutchinson needs to be a menace, whether it's putting pressure on Baker Mayfield, creating turnovers, and then on offense, you just got to rely on your running game to be explosive, and that will set things up for the pass.
Yeah, I think that was their problem the entire game. They let Patrick feel too comfortable, right?
Yeah.
He did his normal little short passes that get you. They needed 6 yards, they got 7, right? They needed 9 yards, they got 10. Just like the easy solution to Patrick Mahomes's lack of offense, I feel like, is always that little short game. And Baker Mayfield loves the short ball, or he's going to throw it all the way into the end zone, especially if he's getting Mike Evans back. So I definitely think the Lions defense was not on their best behavior last week.
But again, the Lions defense is also injured. That's the other risk.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when you've got guys out like Terrion Arnold, you're not going to be as good at defense. And again, that's where I said the mindset had to be, I'm trailing. Even if you have the lead, you got to play the game like we're behind. We need this play to keep us in this game.
I honestly feel like that's how Baker Mayfield plays. That's why when comes dead, he's like more explosive, right? He's like celebrating so big.
And that's in the fourth quarter. I mean, he will lead you. He will lead you down that field. That's a good thing to see.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Is Baker Mayfield going to be my number one quarterback in this league? No. But come that fourth quarter period of time, that's the guy I want out there. He's the guy I want because he wants it. You could see.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield loves clutch moments. He loves to and to throw it in your face. So
yes,
I feel like that's what the best part of it is. Like the other quarterbacks, like they're not all so expressive. Like Baker's got that dog in him. He loves to talk that smack, you know? All right. What does the Bucs defense need to do to stop the Sonic and Knuckles and Amon St. Brown and just everything that the Lions have to offer, Joe?
I would say just do your job. Sounds so corny, but Bill Belichick's saying, don't try to do anything extra. Make it hard for these guys to get those big runs. If you can shut them down or slow them down at least, I don't think you're going to completely stop them. They'll get a big play here or there. But if you can slow them down, make things harder for them, it's going to make things easier for Baker and that offense. I also think, too, I know it's Todd Bowles, and he loves to blitz, baby blitz. You got to be real selective when you do that as well because you can get burned over the top to Williams. You can get burned in a slant pattern to Monte Brown, so you just got to be careful with that. So I just say do your job, play the role you're supposed to play, and limit the explosive plays that the Lions can have.
I feel like this game is going to be very fun. This is like the most fun game. This is the one I definitely am looking forward to because Detroit gave us all the impression they could close out big games, and obviously losing to the Chiefs and then losing Brian Branch in the end is not even what I thought would happen for Detroit. So I think in this game, I don't care if I give it away. We're going to do rapid fire next. I really feel like the Bucs could take it away just because of the win they had last week, like getting the wide receivers back. Like they're building it back up to be one of the better teams.
But they don't have Bucky Irving.
Sure. But if you get Mike Evans back.
But again, and the Lions defense is injured in their secondary without Branch as well.
Yes.
That's going to be the key factor to this game for me.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be sitting at home thinking like, this is my fault, but that's not my problem. All right.
Those emotions get the best of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that whole situation was like, you have to do it before the whistle or during the game. Because then you just avoid these you'd rather be ejected from that game rather than be suspended for a future. I think that's how I perceive it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I mean, for me, I would just say we had 3 hours to beat them to a pulp, but we didn't do it. And now post game, you have all this energy and all this fire. Where was that during the game? Would be my question to Brian Branch.
Yeah, exactly. It was definitely a rookie move because we know who Juju Schuster is.
Right.
Yes.
Brian Branch should obviously know that Juju is going to be yapping. You walk away. You've lost this game. You walk away. You don't say anything to the guy. You just let him spout off. You go to your locker room. But again, he didn't do that. He just decided to attack, and well, he's on the out of this game list.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you. All right, let's do our rapid fire picks. Is it showing? Oh, here. Boom. Okay. Can you guys see it?
Yep. Ready to rock.
I got to get my music.
Of
The bop.
And it's now 28-0 for the Rams, by the way.
course it is.
All right, we're going to start with your guys' favorite game off the top, Philly and Minnesota.
Oh, guests always go first, Greg. Sorry.
So this is going to be me. I think the Eagles fall for the third time. I'm going to take Minnesota
Ooh, okay.
because the game is in Minnesota.
This is tough.
I'm taking Philly because if A.J. Brown doesn't have 2 touchdowns today, I'm going to be really mad.
A.J. Brown is one of the biggest problems with that organization right now. Shut your damn mouth. Shut your mouth. Always claiming that I'm always open. He is not always open.
No, that was Jamar. That was Jamar.
Oh, come on now.
I know he is open, but he didn't say that.
I'm gonna say, I'll be corny. The championship DNA shines through today, so I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
There I am. I'm lone wolfing.
Lone wolfing
Yeah,
on
lone
Minnesota.
wolf on the Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's not a bad one. I'm gonna keep it so real. I think the Eagles are slowly falling apart, and they're their own demise at this point. All right, Chicago and New Orleans.
Where is this? Is this in Chicago or is it in New Orleans?
They're in New Orleans.
Oh. I'll take the Bears.
Do you think Spencer Rattler wins? I'm taking the Bears too because they figured it out against your Commanders somehow, some way.
No, we gave the game away. I didn't figure out crap.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Anyway.
exactly.
that wasn't your fault.
When you fumble the ball in a handoff exchange, come on, man. You gave that game away. I'm going to go with the Bears, yeah. As much as I would like to see Spencer Rattler win, because I just think he's a interesting story. Like one day, someone's going to have to write an article about that, about how he might be the first, like, athlete that was burned early on by social media.
Oh, yeah, he was torn to shreds.
Oh, there's tons of those guys. I mean, just because Rattler was the quarterback.
Yeah.
Rattler deserved his punishment that he received for his attitude.
Well, I would just disagree because the kid was in high school when they did the documentary. So once people saw the documentary, oh, I hate him. He went to college. Oh, I hate him. Oh, it's that kid from high school, plays for the Saints. I hate him. He's definitely not the same person he was in ninth grade. But people still hold a grudge.
Baker Mayfield isn't the same guy either.
Yeah.
Right?
But I don't remember, unless I missed it, I don't remember a Baker Mayfield high school documentary that followed him around all the time.
All right, the Boo Boo Bowl. The Browns and the Dolphins.
I guess I'll give Tua some credit. I'll go Miami. They got the better QB and the better offense, I think.
All right, Greg, I need to know who you're picking.
Dylan Gabriel throws for 3 touchdowns because this Dolphins defense absolutely sucks. I'm going to take the Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Browns too. I don't know how I feel about it, but when you're in the Boo Boo Bowl, either choice could go either way.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You're just basing it on vibes, and I'm vibing with my boy Dylan Gabriel, Oregon Ducks.
See, there you go. See, I supported. Here I am supporting an Oregon Duck quarterback.
I know. I don't even know who you are. All right, this game is so bad. We've got the Raiders and the Chiefs. Woo! In Kansas City.
I don't have to say anything. You know who I'm picking. There's no way Geno Smith. No way. The way he's been playing lately, there's no way. The return of Rice comes back today too, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Yeah. Ashton Genty runs for over 200. No, I can't say that.
I was like, whoa.
PR 15. Pete, my man, Patrick Mahomes is going to be balling
Yeah,
today.
I hate to do this to you, Ashmere,
It's all right.
but I have to say the Chiefs.
Honestly, I know what I'm getting into here, so don't worry about it.
But if the Raiders somehow pull this off, you might want to turn your phone off because she's going to be on fire.
Oh yeah.
Memes, one-liners.
Ashton Genty is the god.
She's
The
gonna
only
have stuff
game
in the
that
drafts.
matters, okay, is this game.
She's going to have comments in the drafts, locked and loaded, ready to shoot off
I
to
don't even
whoever.
want to pick the Raiders because I don't want to mess up my thing. So I'm going to pick the Chiefs. But
Oh, wow.
just
the
know
time
that
in show
if they
history.
win, that I feel good, you know?
First time in show history that
I
Kansas
know,
City
I
is under her name.
I feel like our records are too close, so I need to be smarter.
This
All
is
right.
a moment.
Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys. Greg,
This is the game I was talking about.
Oh, this guy's we got wardrobe changes.
The game of the
Cowboys are
week.
going to beat those Commanders today because Devo's out, McLaurin is out. It is going to be a light show.
Dude, there's a lot of firsts in the show. Ashmere picking the Chiefs. I guess with a wardrobe change mid-rap.
Greg was like, I've been waiting for this.
I need more coffee. This is incredible. Commanders, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We shall overcome.
I'm gonna pick
Cue
the
cue
boys.
the gospel music.
I'm picking the boys.
This
CD's
guy
back.
changed wardrobe mid-show. The bar's been raised, guess.
I know for sure. Whoever's next, you better wear your swag. After. All right, we've got the Panthers and the Jets. This was my other boo-boo option, but I'm rooting for Bryce Young. So
Yeah, so am I. I'm going to go Carolina.
Greg.
Is this the week that the Jets actually get
Stop
the
it.
victory? No, it's not. So I'm going to take the Panthers.
I mean, if we saw Tet get 2 touchdown passes last week,
Yeah.
I feel like Bryce and him are building the chemistry. You know what I mean? It's turning. It's looking good. All right, Seattle and Jacksonville.
No.
All right, hold on. Seattle and Texans. Oh, that's the Monday night game.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Seattle versus Houston.
I'm going to pick the Seahawks in that game.
And they're at home.
Yeah, I think it's on the next page, but we're good. Yeah,
I
should be.
didn't have any coffee today, so that's my fault. We're going Seahawks all the way. Duh.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think this needs a breakdown because we don't know what's happening in Houston right now.
Up
All
and
right.
down.
New England and Tennessee.
Oh, the return of Mike Vrabel.
The Patriots. This is too easy.
Yeah, it's I won't call it a layup, but it's close to a layup.
Yeah, I think it's just the Titans' defense is their problem. Like, how?
No. The Titans' offensive line is their biggest
Yeah.
issue.
Oh, okay.
Yes. My man's always, he hikes the ball, and you got
Yeah.
about 0.25 to get rid of that thing before
Oh,
the whole defense is in your face.
All right, one of the games we talked about, Giants and the Broncos.
Broncos.
This is tough, but it's in Mile High. It's in whatever you call it now. I'm always going to call it Mile High. And living in Colorado, I saw on the news they're going to put Darius Thomas in the Ring of Honor today.
Yes.
So
Bingo.
the crowd's going to be crazy. Yeah, as much as I want to see the young boys from New York do some work, I got to go Denver.
I mean, it'll be exciting. Don't get it wrong, but I think Denver figures it out in the end.
Yeah,
Okay.
getting into that Ring of Honor and the crowd and then the altitude, all those factors. Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah,
Broncos.
Jackson Dart's gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Colts and the Chargers, the other game we talked about.
Oof. What do you got, Greg?
I'm picking the Colts.
I
Real.
gotta take the Colts because I
Yeah.
mean this Chargers offensive line is so banged up that Justin Herbert's going to be fighting for his life again.
Yeah, I think that's like the main problem is that. Exactly.
I'm gonna lone wolf on the Chargers.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
I think that's a good pick. Dang. All right. Sorry, I can't play the wolf music.
You're good. We'll be new and improved next week. Next week's
Okay.
going to be incredible. Graphics and behind the scene wise, we're going to level up. I'm inspired by Greg's wardrobe change.
Yeah, for sure.
To level up next week.
All right, we've got the Lions and the Bucks.
This is tough. This could be a good game.
You just be quiet, Mr. Keith Richards. I don't want to hear that the Liverpool Reds are losing. I don't care.
Oh, I didn't even see the message.
Yeah, that Liverpool we're losing to Yanked right now. No.
All right, Greg, who are you picking? Lions or Bucks?
I'm going to say that the Buccaneers win.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
going Lions.
Pick.
I'm going Lions.
All right, Greg's lone wolfing on the Baker, baking it up. Now I feel like I don't like that. I'm changing. I'm picking Tampa.
Smart decision.
You're lone wolfing.
Smart decision. Always leave Joe as the lone wolf.
Yeah,
That's fine. 2 times back to back, baby. Let's go. Chargers, lone wolf.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay. We've got Packers at Cardinals with no Kyler Murray.
That accurate? I thought he was still like on the fence. I'd have to go check my reports.
I thought today I got the.
I mean, will it matter to your point though? Even if he does play a foot injury, that's one scramble away from being back on the bench.
Yeah, especially for him, you know.
Yeah.
Jordan Love gets it done.
I'm picking the Packers, but there's no Josh Jacobs.
Nope, he's
That's
gone.
fine.
Is it for sure? Like it's official?
For sure. It's for sure. He's out.
That's fine.
And they had a 6-hour delay.
Oh
in their,
yes.
But again, the fact that James Conner isn't there for Arizona, they just can't run the football without James Conner. It's going to be the Packers.
Well, now I don't know how I feel, but I guess I'll pick the Packers. This Arizona defense is very good.
Yeah, sneaky. Nobody talks about that.
Yeah, but Jordan Love has all those receivers and his tight end that he just is going to definitely be enough for the Packers.
All right, everyone picking Green Bay.
I think so. Somebody's along with that.
Ooh, okay. Atlanta and the Niners. We got tonight's matchup here in the Bay.
This is tough.
Give me the Falcons.
Okay.
This isn't tough.
Yes, it is, because the 49ers have been figuring it out for a
Even
while
though they have
now.
George Kittle back, you don't believe?
No, I don't believe that the Niners have enough to stop the Bijan Robinson and Drake London. Even Kyle Pitts will have a couple of big receptions as well.
All right, I'm picking the Niners just because I'm at home.
Yeah, this is tough, man. I'll use my football brain and I'll go Falcons.
Whoa, that's your football brain. Okay.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson, best running back in the league right now,
Easily.
arguably.
All right. Okay, perfect. We got everyone. Tampa. Yep. All right. Well, there's our rapid fire picks,
I feel
everyone.
good about that.
I feel bad. I picked the Niners. They could lose, but whatever. I'm committing to it. All right. Thanks, Greg, for joining us. That was fun. I'm glad you waited till the last second to do your reveal.
What? This is my only Cowboys outfit that I have. The only one.
It was meant to be that we had you on and the Cowboys and Commanders are playing, but we should have talked about it. That was my bad.
Well, no, because Joe and I already discussed this on the Blue and Silver Breakdown. See, We've already discussed this.
Yeah, I was on there. We talked a little bit.
Oh, okay.
We argued and talked a little bit about the matchup.
Yeah,
It was a fun show.
And
All right,
and of course, with Debo now being out, that's why I was definitely saying this is a Cowboys victory because you got CeeDee Lamb, Kevontae Turpin back, Tyler Booker is back on the offensive line. They are going to run roughshod over the Commanders' defense. I'm sorry. I would actually
game is played in the field, sir, not on computer screens in our homes.
Oh yes, it is. Yes, it is. I would actually get Marcus Mariota warming up today because Marcus is going to come in and save them like he had to do last year.
Oregon QBs haunt me for life. All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to follow Team NBS Media everywhere on all social platforms. Have a great Sunday, and we will see you next week.